Okay, we're back for another episode, and you're probably going to be fed up of looking at garden sheds and offices by the end of this series. But it provides a really good example. A lot of these are outdoor shots. We can't control the environment. We're certainly not working with team members who are waiting all day to capture the photo at just the right time where the sun's coming through and it's all looking majestic. These are practical, everyday photos, and it's what I'm probably best at editing. First, we're going to use the heal tool, and we're going to pick out some of these areas. Probably don't need to use much of the AI tools in this photo. Our heal tool's not quite working there. We're jumping straight into it. I'm not going to give you much of a background. If you are new to this and you want to find out what this series is all about, hop back into the playlist and have a look at the first episode. There we go. So I'm just putting a marquee around that. And again, I'm using the heal tool. I'm just taking it up to this line. And hopefully it's going to ignore the shed. Sometimes it doesn't know. You see it's brought in some of the shed. So instead I'm going to switch to press S and go for this clone stamp tool. And we're going to clone it right the way up to that to get rid of some of that. It looks like a concrete base that's fitting flush to the shed. And I want it to look like it's stood on there much better. We can potentially bring this effect and take it across here. There's a bit of a slope here that's a bit disorientating. So if I make the brush bigger and clone some of this over here just to level it out. You see I took it up too far there. There we go. How's that? So that looks a little more level there now. I should be probably zooming in, but the idea of these is to do them really quick so we can have a photo done. Some of them are going to be as short as 5 or 6 minutes. Some will be up to 20 minutes for the more detailed, more challenging photos. But you can see here we're already getting there with this one. Now, we've got the shed here. The angle the photo's been taken makes the shed look a little bit wonky. So what we could do is use this tool here, which is the crop and straighten tool. And if we go to the spirit level icon for straighten, and let's just use that line and drag it up there to straighten that image a little bit. Or we can grab the corners and straighten until we get it so it looks right for us. What it's going to do with this tool is it will zoom in or allow us to zoom and crop in so we're not taking extra bits on the edge. Alternatively, if we're happy to kind of keep it in to the original ratio, we can crop that. We see these lines here and we can heal them or clone them out, or it's going to use the AI tool to do it. We can see there's a little bit of a line there. So the heal tool won't do any harm there, just taking that over it. However, this is actually created as a new layer now because it's AI generated. So what we can do is go to layer and then flatten image, which allows us to use these tools. And in fact, I've got rid of the line there. So that's looking really nice. Just going to clean up some of this front here in the foreground. Okay, still looking a bit washed out. I could use the burn tool here, but I'm thinking let's just try and use the AI generative fill here for this tree line and see what it comes up with. It might not have that burnt through effect. So sometimes we don't have to type anything in, and I just want to see what it comes up with. I don't want that sky to be overly blue. I'd ideally like to keep the trees in. As you can see, it's kept it similar, but that's not what we want. We're going to undo that and go back to the original, and we'll do this the old manual way. What I'm going to do is go into these left tools here. I'm going to go to the dodge and burn tool. I'll get there. There we go. This burn tool here. So if I hold on any of these tools on the left-hand side, it will give me additional tool options. And I'm burning the shadows by 23%. So 23% might be a bit too much. but already that's giving it a sharper look and feel. I'm just going to undo that. That's probably just a bit too strong. So I'm going to take it down to about 10%. 11 will do. Make it a bigger brush. And now I'm just going to brush over it. The bigger the brush, the smoother the effect, the less likely it's going to be targeting individual areas. Okay. I could then just take it down to a much lower percentage here and just attack the shed itself and make the black tones, the dark tones, that little bit punchier. I can create my own little vignette around the outside as well, framing the outside where it becomes a little bit darker. And I could switch to the sponge tool, and we're going to saturate, not by 34%, that'd be too strong, so about 10% again, and saturate this section at the top here. In fact, I think we can saturate it all, the shed as well. And just brushing over this loosely. I could probably leave it there. And if we go back to the original photo, we got a bit of burning and a bit of light coming through here. So if I had more time, I'd probably go spend more time to fix that. But we're looking for a good balance here between time and final effect. If we just imagine that a lot of our clients who like preserved timber products, and I'll leave a link to their website as well on this one because they've been kind enough to allow me to use their photos for this series. But this is what we tend to work with as a starting point. It's not a terrible photo taken, but what we don't have is where a professional photographer will not only have better kit, better than a day-to-day smartphone, but they will also take time to frame the photo to get just the right angle, the right lighting, because we're taking the photo into the light here, which makes it a little bit harder. And also they would probably take the time to remove the background, or they would touch it up in Photoshop before providing to the client. Client doesn't have any of that. So if we can fix it within 10 minutes to something like this, which isn't the same level as a professional photo, but looks good enough for things like Facebook posts, social media posts, so that it makes the product look appealing to their target audience, that's the aim of the game. And if that means that they can supplement professional photo shoots every now and again with a large bank of photos like this, I think we're on to a winner. Hope you've enjoyed this one. I'll be back with a new one very soon.